Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Hentges with Beyond the Chart. In this Asia update video, I'm going to take a look at China, the Shanghai index, and the Hong Kong's Seng index. Check in on the FXI, which is the China Large Cap ETF. Take a look at India, the Nifty 50, and the Japanese, the Japan Nikkei 225. Also two Chinese stocks actively traded, Alibaba and JD.com. I'm going to start looking at 8 stocks actually, and highlighting 8 stocks, and do 2 each week. Alibaba, JD.com, Sina, VipShop, Weibo, Ctrip, Baidu, and YY. All right, those are the 8, and we're going to take a look at Alibaba and JD.com this week. All right, let's dive in and get started here with the Shanghai Composite. So the last time I talked about the Shanghai Composite, it was back here on the 19th, I believe. It was a Friday. And that looks about right. I was expecting this to come back down. I was still expecting this to be broken. I still believe that the overall Chinese market it's in an overall corrective mode, and that this move in here is counter trendish to the main trend, which is down. So right now, since the 19th, it trended down, and then now we've gotten a few days pop up here. Back up, and this is through today. So this is the end of August, the 31st here, Wednesday trading, and closed at 30.85.49. So still looking for this first trend line, this short-term trend line, looking to see when it breaks, and I think that will be a prelude to this next trend line breaking the larger trend that's been in place since February. All right, so that's the Shanghai Composite. We'll take a look at the Hang Seng Index, a little bit different picture. But I believe that we're also in a 3-wave counter trend move back up in here. We're going to be running into resistance near this wave 4 high. This is the wave count that I believe is my preferred wave count on this move down since this high back up here in April 2015. And right now this is a 3-wave counter trendish move back up. Also, let me zoom in a little bit better on that. So this has rallied the last 4 days or so, but I'm also expecting this to break down. This has been a little bit sharper than what we've seen in the Shanghai. So that's the picture on Hong Kong. And if we look at the China Large Cap ETF, FXI, this is a lot more similar to Hong Kong, to the Hang Seng Index, than it is to Shanghai, because what this ETF is made up of, it's primarily modeling on the FTSE China 50 index, which are large cap Chinese equities that are on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. Okay, so that's why this looks a little more similar to the Hang Seng Index than it does to the Shanghai Index. But I also believe this is, counter trendish. I think we have a 3-wave move back up. We're going to be running into resistance as let me get the crosshairs here, as we get back up into this wave 4, which we're kind of in the middle of right now. So watching to see, are we getting 5 waves? This looks like the top of the 5th wave to me, looking to see if this starts to break down. You can't honestly say we got a couple closes below the 10, but then we really didn't get any follow through. So looking for this to roll over, and that's what I'm watching for on FXI. All right, let's take a look at India and see what's happening with the Nifty 50. All right, so this, I believe now, I was looking for this 4th wave, minor wave, to pull back down a little bit further, but it continued to push sideways, basically the opposite of this zigzag wave 2 here. I've pushed my wave 2 count from here out to over here, and so now I think we're in a 5th wave. I'm looking for this 5th, this is the 5th minor wave of the 3rd intermediate wave. So I think we're still in a 3rd intermediate wave of this 5th primary wave. So when let's just, to make this clear, here's what I think is going on with the Nifty 50. Back in this major bottom in 2008, I think we've had 4 primary waves, 2 impulse motive waves up, 1 and 3, and 2 corrective waves, 2 and 4. Now we're in the 5th wave. Now, because this wave 3 did not really extend as long as it should or normally does, I'm looking for this 5th wave to extend. And so right now, when I look at where do I think the intermediate wave to end here on Nifty 50, I think it's going to be up here around 90.50 just for 3. And then, of course, we'll have 4 and 5. That's getting very close to this peak up here. What was it, 91.19? But that's what I'm looking for. And right now, we seem to be getting the continuation on the Nifty 50. And the last one here on the indices we'll take a look at is the Nikkei 225. I had this 4th wave down over here, but I think what we're really doing, this looks like a 3 wave to me. So I think we're doing a little bit of an A, B, C in here. C became kind of short. Usually it's as long as A. So we had a sharp pullback. I think we had this sideways 4, and now I think we're doing a 5th wave. Now, what I've always talked about on this, as I talked about a week and a half ago when we did this, I think there's looking for this to continue to push higher. If we get a close above this high here, then I think a double bottom, a potential double bottom, will be confirmed in terms of once you get a close above this midpoint here. And then we can kind of estimate where we think this thing's going to go from there. So it's a little combination of looking at chart patterns that show themselves and looking at the Elliott wave count that we might see here on the Nikkei 225. I think there's a decent chance that the Nikkei may have bottomed. Put in the bottom in here. And remember, this thing topped out in 1989 at something like 40,000 on the Nikkei. It hasn't even come close to that since then. And so I think we have 5 major waves, big move up here over this period of time, 6 years actually. And now we're getting this corrective move, which came back down into the 4th wave, which is what you expect a lot of times. Not a rule, but an expectation. So, looking for some continuation here on the Nikkei 225, watching to see if it'll continue to push higher. Right now, it seems to be acting that way. All right, now the 2 Chinese stocks, 2 of the 8 that I'm going to follow closely. The first one's Alibaba. I watch this on a regular basis every day, actually. Pretty bullish action right now in Alibaba. I'm looking for this to continue thrusting higher in a 3rd minor wave here. I think it's got a potential bottom. It's broken. This is all the trading, by the way, on Alibaba since it started trading in the United States back here, September 2014. I think it's broken the trend line from all of this corrective action, and now looks like it's trying to put in a first 5-wave impulse move to the high side. And we'll continue to watch that. Right now, it continues to act positive today. This is trading through the 30th, Tuesday the 30th, and right now Alibaba is up another 63 cents on the trading today. And then the last one here, JD.com. This continues to look like it's in corrective mode, and I think, well, here's all the trading on JD.com. So you can see it made this peak, this high back in, when was this, June 2015, when the Shanghai Composite peaked out. And so we've had nothing but corrective mode since then. And here's a trend line that's containing all of this corrective action. We've just had a series of lower highs, and we've gotten to lower lows here. So right now, watching to see, I don't see a clear 5-wave move in here, so I'm kind of skeptical as to whether this is going to break out here, but we'll continue to watch it. But that's the picture on JD.com, and it's acted very positively of recent, here in the last few weeks, but it's going to need to break out and get above this trend line to start to make you feel like, okay, something different is happening here. Something different's going on. All right, that's the picture for today. I hope you found that helpful. If you did, hit the like button, and if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching this anywhere but my website, head on over to the website and check out the posts I've got for you over there also at joehentges.net. All right, everyone, have a great rest of the week, and we'll talk to you on the weekend.